Welcome back, everyone. So a quick recap. We had a leak in this roof, in this section where the two pieces come together in that little valley. And that leak caused this damage on the inside. This was in a storage room, so we didn't really see it until we went to move some stuff out. And once I got all the drywall pulled off, this is what it looked like. And that leak, of course, worked its way down the side of the house and did damage all the way down through. I got the siding pulled off to assess the damage and realized I needed to open up that entire wall. I got everything removed, including the French doors. There's another video showing how I fixed those up. But we got that pulled off, and then we worked on pulling off the siding from the upper section after fixing the lower section. And this is what I was left with as far as damage. So as it turns out, this is an end joist, and what I did was drill a hole in the center and then used my reciprocating saw to cut it up and down and then yank that piece out. And you can see we've got damage to the floor, the plywood, damage to all the lumber around it. So once I got that pulled out, I need to replace that sill plate, and then replace the main end joist, and then I need to replace the sill plate on the upper section, and I also need to replace my heating ducts at the same time. So what we're going to start with is we're going to replace that bottom sill plate first, and then we can work on the 2x4s in the upper section of wall. And the way you do that is with your friendly bottle jack. These things are amazing for jobs like this. So you get it set up so that you can put the bottle jack in there and then jack up that section of wall. Once I have it supported there in the middle of that place where it's all the damage is, I can cut out the other section and get that opened right up. This is what the sill plate looked like when I pulled it out. Obviously we need to replace that. That was beyond use. Just punky as all get out. So we had to pull that out, and once that was pulled out, we can work on putting a new one in, and then work on putting our new end joist in. And what I'm going to do for that is put the sill plate down, then use that to jack it up. But really, before I can start jacking, I need to replace the plywood flooring. And to do that, you just cut out the bad section, and you want to make sure that you're cutting over top of one of the joists, which I've already done. I've found the line and traced the line, and then just use the power saw to cut through it, set the depth correctly to the plywood, just cut right through it, and then slide a new piece in. And then you can use that to jack against to raise the joist up. And then I can double stack the end joist. And what that allows me to do is put the jack and then put small sections of the end joist in place behind the main end joist where that's going to be. So I can use a 2x4 for spacing, make sure that it's going to be completely flush when I'm ready to put that end piece in. And I can use the jack to raise it up, set it in place, and then I need to put the other piece, the other end joist, that smaller piece that's going to go where the jack sits. So I'm going to set the jack up down at the end as far as I can, and then measure out that little piece and then just pound that into place, eventually moving the jack when it gets far enough over. And just a little percussive maintenance, and that puts that in place where it needs to go. And now the end joist, the main beam that I'm going to put in, is going to go right in that space that's left. And it's already held up by the correct width, so it shouldn't be too hard to just tap in place with a hammer, or may have to use a larger sledgehammer to get it in place. But you don't have to worry about jacking anymore. Had to use this guy just for a little extra force to get it in place. With the end joist fixed, we can work on the wall above, again using the bottle jack to raise the roof, in this case up where it needs to be, and replacing the two 2x4s. The rest of the wood around it was okay. It was stained a little bit, but it was all good condition. And with that done, you can put the plywood back on and do some house wrap and seal it right back up. And of course, we can't forget to repair the roof section. That's all repaired and back in place and good as new, all sealed up. The house wrap goes on, and the siding can go on right after that, and it is ready to work on the inside now and get the drywall done. Thanks for watching.